Hey guys, welcome back. So for today's video, I'm going to show you how to create this brown, coppery, gold, smoky eye. I posted this look to Instagram a few days ago and I wasn't planning on filming it, but since it got such a positive response and I got people requesting that I do film the look, I filmed it. So I really hope you guys like the tutorial. If you want to see how I got this halo eye, please keep watching. Okay, so I already did my face and my brows. I did just film a brow tutorial, an updated brow tutorial on my brows. So if you want to see that, it should be up before this video shows. So hopefully you guys have already seen it by now. Okay, so next we're just going to move on to setting my face. I'm going to go ahead and just tap out that concealer. We don't set the creases. And I'm just going to take the Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm going to use that to set my under eye area. And yes, we are going to be baking. I'm using a damp beauty blender to bake with, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so now I'm just going to let that bake for a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with this IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Wand Ball Powder Brush number 8. I've been breaking out like crazy lately. I don't know what's going on, but I've got like one right here, one right here, here, like some little ones here. Might be that time, girls. Okay, and to set the rest of the face, I'm going to use this other translucent powder. This one's not as brightening as the Mercier one. This is the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder Rice Protein Complex. So, looks like this in the packaging. And I'm just going to go ahead and just dust that over the rest of my face. Okay, so now I'm just going to bake under that cheek contour area using that Mercier translucent powder and that damp beauty blender. This is really going to help just define that a little bit more, but it's not going to leave us with a harsh line of demarcation. I also like to round it up to the sides of my nose, just so that way my cheeks look a little bit rounder and not as one-dimensional, you know, so. Just gonna let that bake before we brush it off with the same brush. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of the face later. We're gonna move on to the eyes now. So for the eyes, I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Single Shadow in Orange Soda, and I'm just going to be applying that into the upper crease area. This is going to be our transition color for the look. I'm going to use a Sigma E40 tapered blending brush to apply that. Since this is a halo eye, I really want to round off the look. So I'm going to make sure that I round off that crease area. Okay, so next we're going to go in with Makeup Geek's Vanilla Bean eyeshadow. This I'm just going to be applying to the brow bone using this Sonia Kashuk number 103 flat shadow brush. To highlight that brow bone a little bit more, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Single Shadow in Soft Gold, and I'm just going to be applying this to the high point of my brow bone. That's just really going to highlight it and lift it up a little bit more. Alright, so moving on to the fun part, the halo part of the eye. So first we're going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Single Shadow in Morocco. I know these are pretty much Anastasia Beverly Hills Single Shadows, but this is what I used for the look, and since you guys wanted to see it, I thought I would use pretty much what I used in the Instagram post. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that with the Morphe M514 brush. You really want to use the light hand when applying it and just really just buff it out, circular motions, and really diffuse that color. You don't want it to be super harsh or intense because we're going to be building upon this color. We're taking it in the outer corner, the outer V here. We're going to take it through the crease, buff that out, and then we're going to also take it in that inner corner and make sure that we buff that out really well. And you can already see here that we have a haloed effect going on. Okay, so now that we've got a pretty good haloed base going on there, we're going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Single Shadow in Hot Chocolate. It looks like this, just a really nice, warm, deep brown chocolate color, and we're going to be applying that to deepen up that haloed look. And I'm just using that same Morphe M514 brush. Okay, so next I'm going to go back in with that Morocco color, and this time I'm going to be using my Sigma E40 tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to dip my brush lightly into it, make sure I dust it off, and then I'm going to go ahead and start diffusing that edge a little bit just to bring it out more and warm it up a little bit more. See how that was really just diffusing that edge? See? You see the difference between this side and this side? This looks a little bit harsh, this one doesn't, and that's really going to help just diffuse that edge. You still want to make sure that you're rounding it off. Okay, and then we're going to go back in with that orange soda color by Anastasia Beverly Hills that we used in the beginning. And I'm just going to use that to diffuse out that edge a little further. We just want a really nice gradient going on. That's pretty much what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so moving on to the lower lash line, I'm using my Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I'm going back in with that Morocco color, and I'm just going to run that along the lower lash line and just really smoke it out. And then we're just going to go back in with hot chocolate and apply that to the outer third of my lower lash line, just really tightly against the lower lash line to define it. I'm also going to be taking hot chocolate and my Bdellium Tool 783 brush to go ahead and just start deepening up the outer V and the inner corners. This brush is a little bit more denser, so it's really going to pack on that color. Not more denser, a little bit more dense. You know what I mean? Okay, so now for the inner corners, I'm just going to go back in with the Vanilla Bean Shadow by Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to apply that in just to brighten it up a little bit before I put down that pigment. And the pigment I'm going to use is this one by MAC. It's called Whisper Pink. This one I believe is a limited edition pigment. It was in a holiday set, and I don't think that it's permanent, but I mean, you could find, just use like a shimmery champagne eyeshadow for the inner corner. It'll do pretty much the same job. I'm going to take it right in between that gap that I left. That's really going to just give my eyes a different shape. Okay, so now for the lids, I'm going in with this Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the color Amaze. It's a really pretty, just golden, coppery shadow color. And I'm going to pop that right into the center of my lids. I want the concentration of the product to be in the center of the lid, and then I'm just going to kind of blend it out a little bit with my fingers. And these shadows just work so much better when you use your fingers as opposed to a brush. Okay, so moving on to liner, I'm going in with the NYC Liquid Liner. This is my favorite from the drugstore. It's all rubbed off, as you can tell. It's a fave. So we're just going to go ahead and start to create a wing. So next I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm using this new one by PUR. It's their fully charged magnetic mascara. And I used it yesterday. It was really good. So I love the brush. The brush is so amazing. Like, look at the shape of that brush. That brush is life. I love it. And for falsies, I'm going in with the Koko lashes in Goddess. Okay, so now we're just going to move on to finishing up the face. First, we're going to go in with bronzer. I'm using the Rimmel Natural Bronzer in the color Sun Bronze. Looks like this. It's just a really warm-toned, bronzy color. Want to warm up that complexion because we're looking a little ghostly today. This blends out so nicely, and it just looks so natural. I really like this bronzer, and it's from the drugstore, so you can't go wrong. When I apply bronzer, I like to go in circular motions just to really buff it out and blend out the edges so we don't have any harshness or harsh lines going on. Okay, so now we're going to contour. I'm using this NYX Cheek Contour Duo palette. This is one of my faves. It's in the color Double Date. and it looks like this. It's got a really nice cool toned contour color, and then it's got a highlighty color right there. That color I don't use too often. It's a little bit chalky for me, but this color right here though, ooh girl, it is the bomb.com and blends out like a dream, and the fact that it's cool tone just makes that contour look so natural. So I love this. I'm just going to use a Luxie Beauty 504 large angled brush to apply it. We want to make sure we contour our nose. So I am going to use the highlight shade, but the only thing I use it for is just for my nose contour. Just to dab it on the tip right there, and then run it down the center a little bit, just to brighten it up. And for blush, I'm going in with Milani's Luminoso. It's just a warm toned shimmery blush color, but it's not too shimmery, so just going to give us a nice little blushy illumination to the face. Okay, so now for highlighter, I'm going in with the PUR Cosmetics Afterglow Illuminating Powder. It looks like this. It's so pretty, you guys. I love it. It's so beautiful. All right, and lastly for the lips, I'm going in with MAC Soar Lip Pencil, and then I'm going to apply the Tarte Lip Paints. This one's in TBT and this one's in Namaste. I'm going to be using this all over the lips, and then I'm going to use Namaste dabbed right in the center just for an added highlight. Okay, so now we're just going to set everything and melt everything together with the Mario Badescu facial spray. Okay, so this is the finished look. Okay, so that's going to be it for this tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed this brown, coppery, gold, halo, smoky eye. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I would love for you to join my YouTube family. Don't forget to share the video too. If you know someone that would like this look, definitely share it with them. Alright, so I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!